Nice.
Yeah, you just said
Predictions coming in. Stephanie likes Nebraska 17-3.
I like that. That's pretty. Whew, yeah, that sounds to me like that would be a type of score with this series that you see that's usually pretty close. And the way Nebraska's playing defense right now,
Yes.
I could easily see that score being 17-3. Nice call, Stephanie.
Absolutely. If you can tell me that Nebraska is not going to turn the ball over inside, let's say, their own 40,
Yeah,
or
no
make
more.
a special teams gaffe, that Northwestern's very limited on offense, very limited this year on offense, are struggling to squeeze out first downs, that this defense could put up a score like that.
Yeah. No, I mean, you just saw them. You just saw that defense, that performance they put on last week, especially in the second half. I could easily see them shut Northwestern down to next to nothing.
Yeah.
And then maybe throw in maybe a pick six or two on top of that. And then maybe just see Nebraska offensively. Hey, might be the time just to get your running game in order. Run the ball and just keep running it, and possess the ball, dominate that time of possession, and get everything right moving into next week when you got to play Michigan.
Yeah, so Northwestern, they have tried all sorts of quarterbacks this year. They're down to the South Carolina transfer. Yeah, Ryan Helinski started last week against Ohio, threw for 88 yards.
The Fighting Frankies.
Yeah, they were playing the Bobcats last week. Yes. And they decided to run it down their throats, which makes sense. They ran for 373 yards. They can't do that against Nebraska, of course. And they threw for 88. Yeah, Ryan Helinski's the latest quarterback. He started at South Carolina, so he's originally out at Washington State. Decent player, decent quarterback. But before that, they had Hunter Johnson, the former 5-star that just continues not to work out there. And then they brought in, I can't think of the second guy, who was very lightly recruited, but he actually did some nice things. I think he got hurt. They had to come back. One of the scores that shocked me a few weeks ago, they were down to Duke 30-7 at halftime. Then they made it a run in the second half, and they almost pulled it out. But yeah, not a vintage Northwestern team this year.
No.
Mustrick showed up.
It's like we like to say, it should be one of those feel-good games again for Nebraska. Just kind of like what we went off with Fordham and Buffalo back-to-back after that embarrassing loss at Illinois. But like we just said, like we've talked about, expect the unexpected in this series because it always seems to go down to the wire. And I don't care what your talent level is on either side, if you're Northwestern or Nebraska. So we'll see. I'll be curious to see what, in pregame warmups. I'm going to be curious to see just the attitude that Northwestern has there on the sideline and see how they are warming up. And because I'm really expecting, it's a night game here in Lincoln. You have not had a night game here since Ohio State was here in 2019. So the atmosphere here in Lincoln is going to be electric. I'm guaranteeing you that right now. And, you've got a fan base that really is really hungry right now for not just a win, but like a statement dominating type of win. Because like I just mentioned, you got Michigan coming in here next week for another night game here at Memorial Stadium. And, I saw somebody out there saying that we should get you tickets to come here and see the Sea of Red, but it's something special to see a night game here at Memorial Stadium in Lincoln. You have goosebumps the whole time, and you probably wouldn't sit down the whole game either.
The money is coming in on the Huskers. They opened as an 8-point favorite. It's up to 11.5.
I'm not surprised. I mean, like we always say, Vegas is pretty smart about this stuff anyway. And you got to look at, like we just talked about, that Nebraska's got a pretty suffocating defense right now. And unless Nebraska's not giving away points, on special teams and stuff, I think you look at Nebraska to be like we just talked about with Jennifer's pick, about 17-3. I think easily that Nebraska 14 points or more in my book right now, and we'll see what happens. By Saturday it might be up to like 14.
Well, I will say that I expect Nebraska to win. I believe that they have substantially a better team, but I will say that I would not be surprised, because we see it all over the place every week.
No, if you're a logical human being, no, you would not be surprised if Northwestern walks out of Lincoln with a win. You would be stupid.
Yeah, we've both seen way too much college football to be surprised.